So 2, 3 O's in white. Yo, first of all, congratulations to Olivieri and technical staff, everybody who got the men's U17 match. Got them qualified for the FIFA World Cup for the U17 that's happening later on this year. Congratulations to them. A 3-0 victory. Also, coincidentally, while I was going on, Benfica's had a tougher time. 3-0 loss to Japan. We'll continue our detailing on what's happening with the women, especially when we go through our series. We're going to look at wingers and forwards, more than likely next, because that's more interesting. But today we're just going to talk about real quick on the U17s. A really dominant performance. Puerto Rico was surprised so far, able to beat a Costa Rica. I thought personally, going in, looking at the bracket, I thought Costa Rica was the most susceptible team, number one up top there. So the fact that Puerto Rico was able to get them, I know that the stats in that game don't show too well for what Puerto Rico did, but it was a lot more even than what the match showed. So Canada beating Puerto Rico 3-0, probably had an opportunity to make it a lot more, but weren't able to do so. So as a result, Canada has qualified for the U17 World Cup. And we've qualified for the World Cup, but like we had with our video that we did earlier about how the new format has changed, there should be a link for that somewhere in the description. We've qualified, but we really need to gun for that top spot, which means we're gonna have to beat some top dogs here. We have to beat the US, who maybe don't look as invulnerable as they did before, but I'm wondering what they're able to do moving forward against other teams, especially in this tournament. Let's look at the stats for this Puerto Rico matchup. 22 shots to 5, 7 on frame to none. This is all according to Google Match Center here. Vodovic with a goal, Njai with a penalty, and Stefanovic in the 55th minute off a free kick. Honestly, possession 75-25, that sounds about right. Canada's made multiple passes and it looked good, 90%. My one criticism of this team is I felt that they've always played very methodically, which is good. I always feel like they have maybe another gear they can get to. Maybe they're able to do that against the US. Maybe they don't just simply defend in that matchup, but we will definitely see what they're able to do. But for this team, nothing too long, really short. Really happy to see that they're there. Maybe this gives us an opportunity to see more names, more faces. I would love the opportunity to go. My criticism is one, the pace that they play, but then also B, I don't know if the 3-5-2 fits the talent that we are producing. It's definitely showcased Mezzi as a center back, Chukwu as a center back, Stefanovic has looked good. Alessandro Biello has looked good in the midfield so far. Vodovic has looked good up top. Eric Pop has looked very good when he's done. He's worked very hard. The name to definitely keep an eye on. But I'm not sure if a 3-5-2 really allows all the players to really expand and play well, right? A Victor Fung, for example, doesn't get much play. Ibrahim Higazi, who's more of a winger profile to me, can only really play up top because he's not going to play as a wing back. So it simplifies his game, but I don't think it takes advantage of all his aspects. But those are the only two things. They've made it play in a 3-5-2. That's about it. We'll keep it there. Man, when it comes to the women losing 3-0, there's more conversations to have on them. We'll go into that in a bit more detail. But I don't know if the midfield is as simple as saying, you know, we just need a CDM there. Maybe it's just adding Quinn, that's a solution. They're missing a lot of pace. And if you're missing that pace, the question I'll have, and we'll go into that in the forwards and the strikers video, there's no reason, if you're building your team hoping that you're gonna have Rose and Prince there, that's one thing. What if they're not? If they're not, is there enough pace on the wings to really stretch out, to really build in a way that can be very dangerous? If not, we're kind of setting ourselves up for a little bit of questions. Defense hasn't looked as solid as it is in years back. It felt like in years past, they were much more functional as a unit. There was a lot more talking, moving with it. Kind of does suck for Sabrina D'Angelo, who went out with an injury. But I feel that this team it isn't a bad. It's not the results we were looking for. They weren't as bad as they played, but they certainly weren't as good as you'd hoped. And I think when it comes to that, there's a lot of questions we need to answer. How is the roster construction? What's the best trio in the midfield? How do you deal with the wings and your forwards if you don't have Deanne Rose and Michelle Prince? These are all questions Dev's gonna have to answer. And is it time just to put a Jade Rose into the center back starting lineups, or do we just wait? These are all questions. But yeah, just a quick checkup on that, guys. Leave your thoughts below, and we'll go from there. Stop rambling now.